Hello, welcome to today's episode of Top Dog Tips, where we're addressing the critical labor shortage in Canada's construction industry, with over 1 million unfulfilled jobs as we speak. We're joined today by Shannon Warren, founder and CEO of Matrix Labor Leasing, a leader in the construction labor staffing sector. Shannon's commitment to providing stable, long-term employment, especially for the Indigenous communities, has made a significant impact. So today we'll discuss how Matrix Labor Leasing is tackling this labor shortage and its positive effects on the construction workforce and industry. Enjoy. Hey Shannon, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Greg. Appreciate it.
Labor shortages are a huge problem impacting many phases of companies, businesses, and the Canadian economy. From your point of view, how are labor shortages impacting the industry?
I think a couple of different reasons. One thing we're seeing is delayed projects for sure, the shortage of labor coming through. Also, your increased cost because of that. And we're seeing a lot of that more so as of late after COVID, not only on the labor side, but also on the material side. And then also infrastructure projects now being canceled because of both sides. You got your labor issues and you have your cost issues that arose in the last couple of years.
Okay, so Shannon, what are some of the reasons for the shortages?
Yeah, I think number one primarily is we're having less kids getting into the trades. So that's primarily the number one problem that we're seeing right now in Canada. Number two is the reduced immigration coming through. Immigration was shut down for a couple of years due to COVID. Now we're playing catch up. And the last factor is the aging workforce, baby boomers that are all going to be retiring, especially more so in the next 3 to 5 years is what we're seeing.
Yeah, so Matrix specializes in helping companies with contract labor coming through. So what are some of the tips you can share with companies that are looking to address these challenges or shortages?
Yeah, I think working with reputable company like ours in the staffing, we have 21 years experience. Reputable company, we have all our accreditations, and also we have a huge database of about 60,000 internal trades right now that we built up over the years. And we also have about 60,000 on our social media platforms. So we're able to capture people quickly for the client that they're in need of at that moment in time. And we call it kind of the flex labor scenario where we can fill in those gaps for our clients. Yeah, another tip would be outsourcing your payroll and WCB risk compliance. So we're able to do that on a couple of different fronts. We're able to reduce the liability for the end user, the client, expertise and guidance. We have 21 years of industry experience, minimize the risk for the client. We also have cost savings, keeping your projects on time and on budget, and allows them to focus on core business. So essentially them using our back end office, they can focus more primarily on the front end, making sure they're keeping their project on time and on budget and keeping their clients happy. Yeah, and I think the third component of that is working with a company that demonstrates commitment to the local communities, the Indigenous communities in particularly. A lot of clients that are looking for the Indigenous labor spend, they're on multi-year projects and we're able to help them. So we're basically like an extension of their HR department where we can help our clients be a true partner and help them actually win bids if they don't have those Indigenous relationships where we have them already. We have 2 joint venture partnerships where we can help on either side, on the staffing side or on the paroling side, where everything that we're doing for our end client is all Indigenous labor spend on their side.
That is fantastic. Growing up in Canada, being a lifelong Canadian, the Indigenous community, the problem has been long-standing. And I really think by what you're doing and partnering with their communities and giving them a chance to participate in work and take personal responsibility and to contribute to building, just add so much self-esteem. Shannon, you are part of the solution. I commend you for the initiative and that this program that you really spearhead.
Thank you very much.
So again, the construction labor business industry hasn't always had the best reputation. There are some funny things that going on. What are some situations if I'm going to be hiring out contractors or working with a firm like yourselves? What are some of the things I should watch out for?
Yeah, I think you want to find a company that's being compliant on the risk management side as well, making sure they're paying the WCB, the CRA, making sure up to snuff and all that. And you're seeing a lot of companies right now coming in over the last couple of years, especially, you're seeing a lot of illegal workers and paying their employees, subcontractors, where, a CRA rules and regulations, you can't have a subcontractor working for one firm all year. So these are some of the things you need to really watch out for, and just making sure you're being compliant in each province and territory in Canada. And the other thing I can recommend there too is, the accreditations. So if you're dealing with a company that has a lot of accreditations, you can see that they take their craft very seriously. And with us, we have our core. We're certified in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan with Energy Safety Canada. We're also on ABITA, ComplyWorks, and ISNet World. And that keeps us all compliant. So we spend a lot of time and money on that each year, and also a lot of hours each month, making sure that we're filing that information accordingly, so we can work on major projects like the LNGC and potash mines of Saskatchewan, to name a few, that have those requirements. And just watching for agencies that are taking shortcuts, like I was saying earlier, just with the illegal workers, or paying all their people as subcontractors, not paying overtime. A lot of these companies aren't paying benefits or looking after their apprenticeship training with the industry. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is offering all our employees full benefits, medical, dental benefits. They have the life insurance component built in, so there's $100,000 if anything ever happens, 24/7. So they're not leaving a bunch of debt behind for their families. So those are all key elements that are important to us. And also, as an industry, you want to make sure you're looking after our people. And those are all elements for a company coming in looking for a true staffing firm to partner with. These are all elements you can look for, and making sure you're partnering with the right one.
Yeah. So again, it comes down to buyer beware, do your research, do your due diligence. This will help you protect your business and your clients from potential legal and financial risks. Okay. So you've been doing this for 21 years. You've had thousands of customers, thousands of employees coming through. Is there a particular customer success story that you can share with our audience?
Yeah, there's one friend of mine here. There's a client of ours from the US operating out of Denver, Colorado. They end up winning the award for the cooling tower at LNGC in Kitimat. They don't have any offices set up in Calgary, or in Canada for that matter. So we met with them at a open forum at LNGC, and we started that relationship and conversation, and seeing how we can help support them and their needs on that project. So those conversations led to us helping them doing their back-end office. They're going through a union on that project. So we're able to do all their back-end function, and making sure they're keeping compliant on risk management in BC with their WCB and everything else that's inclusive to that. And also we were able to run that through our joint venture partnership, GitGat, out of Prince Rupert. So it was a win for everybody, where the client had a need. We were able to satisfy that need and keep them compliant, do their risk management. We also were able to offer them 75-day payment terms. So again, it's back to cash flow. And then also with one key element for them at Cooling Tower was they want to do that, make sure they're going through a joint venture partnership, where some of the work being outside of Canada, coming into Canada, into Kitimat, doing that revenue sharing with that community. So we're able to, just on a project or that contract alone, we're able to share revenue with the GitGat of $260,000. So we're very proud of that. And again, it was a win for everybody involved, and we were happy to satisfy those needs. So based on that first project, we were able to really satisfy a long-term client of that. And so now we help them throughout all of Canada. And one project in particular here in Calgary, actually Red Deer, Alberta, they had to have ISNet World, and they didn't have that. So we're able to satisfy that need of the requirement on site on that project in particular through our accreditation, and able to put all the workers under our payroll and payroll them under our ISNet World. That was obviously a key component of them winning that award from their customer in Red Deer. So these are all elements that we're trying to have value add, but also build long-term relationships with our clients, where we have all these accreditations, 21 years of service. We know what we're doing. We have a huge database of trades, and really trying to figure outside the box and get into a niche market where, especially with their First Nation partnerships, where we can help our clients have that Indigenous labor spend on some of these multi-year projects.
Fantastic. You know what? I can tell your approach to business is build the relationship and become a long-term partner. If I can paraphrase for you.
Thank you. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Switch gears a little bit, Shannon. People do business with people. They want to know who they're doing business with. So why don't you share your story, Shannon? How did you get into it? What's the origin of your business, and what's your passion? What shaped you to be who you are today?
Yeah, so I've been born and raised in Rexton, New Brunswick, very small community just outside of Moncton, 45 minutes north. Very small community of 700 people. So my uncles owned a construction company. So growing up next to them, watching them operate the construction company, it really intrigued me. But also just watching my peers in my local community, the entrepreneurs, really intrigued me a lot, where I really wanted to be like them, moving and shaking and doing things and being creative and building something from nothing. That was where it really got me started. Not a lot of opportunity growing up in my small community at that time. So that led me to flying to Vancouver to frame some houses with a few friends. So got into the trade, framed houses for a couple of years, got into concrete formwork. And that led to an opportunity where, one of the employers I was working for at the time needed some more people working on one of the projects here in Calgary at the State University Heritage Building. So I found them some carpenters, and then in the meeting before we started, they asked, "You'd be interested in subbing yourself out and the workers that you found, the carpenters?" And I said, "No problem." So I called my dad, and I told him about the opportunity. I didn't have enough cash flow to do the first payroll, and so I told him about it. And he didn't have a lot of cash either, so he flew to Calgary and put the first $6,000 on his credit card. So that really sparked where I got started. And that really resonated with me, because when you don't have a lot of maybe confidence in yourself, you have somebody else giving you that opportunity, it really sparks and drives something in you. So at that time, I didn't see that far down the road, but I was just day by day, hour by hour, working with these guys on site, slowly learning I didn't go to school in Harvard in business, living and learning and doing my thing. So the biggest thing for us and the passion behind the business is because of my experience working in the industry. It was pretty dirty at the time, and it still is a little dirty now, where a lot of clients weren't paying me overtime or weren't paying me overtime at all. And I wasn't offered any benefits of any kind. And no one was actually trying to get me into any kind of apprenticeship training program or any information that would get me involved in an apprenticeship training program. And then also my last client, I ended up getting burned and didn't get paid at all. So fundamentally, the reason why we're so successful at our business over the years, 21 years in the business, because the three fundamentals, we're really looking after our people, making sure they're working on safe environments, getting home safe every night, offering those full benefits, and also making sure they're paid on time every single time. So we do our payroll every Friday morning. It usually goes into their bank account at 4 a.m. and they get an email on Thursday afternoon with their pay stub. So if there's any issues at all, we can address those issues before they get paid Friday. So to me, I know I live paycheck to paycheck. And even a few years ago, when you have a downturn as a business owner, you're living paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, I just know that how important it is to make sure. You think $200 is not a big deal, but I'm telling you, when you're working in the trenches and you got these bills coming in, and you got to make sure the money's there. So I never lost that component, and making sure that we're looking after our people. And truly, we live that and breathe that here at Matrix.
Chad, that's a great story. Really gives us insights into who you are. You know what? You're making a meaningful impact into the industry, and I can see your personal experiences have shaped, who you are. And it looks like you're dedicated to, again, I call it a win before. You're dedicated to your clients, your employees, the workers, and doing what's right. So again, I can see why you've been successful for 21 years, Shannon.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been quite a ride, and I'm definitely passionate about it, and I have a really good team here. It's not just me. So without my team by my side and seeing the vision and the passion that comes in every day, I'm grateful for that.
Okay. So why don't you tell us a little bit, who is Matrix Labor Leasing? What do you do, and who do you do it for?
Yeah, so we're a full service staffing firm. We operate in every province and territory in Canada, and now we're set up in the US. We do full trade staffing right across North America at this point. And we also do back-end payrolling for our clients that need that EOR service, employer of record. So we take on all the risk and manage that for our clients. And then also we do permanent placements as well. So we have three services under our umbrella that we're able to offer our clients. So it works out well for a lot of our clients, because especially in trades, there's always the peaks and valleys of construction. So we're able to help support our clients, not always on a yearly basis. It's more in those peaks and valleys where we can come in and help fill in those gaps and keep their project on time and on budget. They don't have to spend a whole bunch of money internally with their team to hire, say, 40, 50 people for maybe 2-3 months and then lay them off again. So we can do that for them and then keep our people working in rotation with other clients throughout throughout Canada, really, there's a lot of opportunities. A lot of people like working in different cities or different major projects, camp work. So these are all elements that we can bring and add value to our clients. And again, being a full partner with our clients and helping them and being an extension of their HR department, where we're able to parachute in when needed, when required, and we mitigate that risk, and we're able to offer those 30, 60-day payment terms for cash flow.
So how can the potential clients or people get a hold of you and get in contact with you? What's the best way?
Best way is on our website at www.matrixhr, as in human resource.ca, or you can email me directly at Shannon, SHANON, at matrixhr.ca.
Excellent. Thanks, Shannon. Folks, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Top Dog Tips. No BS business advice. You need contract labor, give Shannon at Matrix HR a call. And if you liked what you've seen, comment, share, subscribe. If you don't, keep it to yourself. Take care.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.